we could go on all the analysis and go on all the logical reasons as to why Australia was able to win that, but personally, I think the biggest change coming out for Australia is that Musel K wearing that Soldier 76 coat that looks so good on him right now.
I probably feel like the biggest change for Australia is that I am casting an Australian match. Mitch is doing the analysis for it, so they probably feel most at home, even though I really don't have many ties other than my fiance to Australia. It'll be Australia, though, on the defensive end here. It'll be Muselk. He'll be playing Reinhardt, so we talked a lot about practicing support. That has gone completely out the window as he has now switched over to exclusively play tank. Now, we will see Yuki running the Reaper and Hey Katie running McCree. So this is a setup that worked well for Australia on the last map. For Chinese Taipei, they have not locked things in on offense yet. We'll see what they go with. Highly doubt we see Bastion. Bastion right now just shooting some beer barrels here in the spawn. So I imagine Zonda will switch. I do like the Hanzo if they do stay on that.
Hanzo can be very good at breaking early points like this, and Zonda, no slouch at running it. He's played Hanzo a whole lot. And for Hanzo, it's feast or famine, but oftentimes nowadays, Hanzos are very good about getting just that one magic pickoff. And if you can't set your team up on 65, that's where so many doors open up to you.
Yeah, I feel like Hanzo, you know, it's either working for you, you're getting those picks, and you're opening up lanes for your team, or you're just putting down some damage, not really getting anything going, and then you really need to think about switching it up. It'll be Chinese Taipei on offense. Look for Zonda and Danny to be the two that would break things open. It looks like we'll see Zonda jump up top, has that scatter arrow ready. He's gonna put a nice shot there into Yuki, gets him about half health. Wow, a fantastic shot there from Zonda on Akira. Now you see the Chinese Taipei assault start to come in.
They are moving in off that early pickoff, and Ana, one of the best heroes you can pick off early on. That is a huge reduction in Australia's ability to heal themselves. They're down 2 members here. The run back is long, and Chinese Taipei on the hunt as they keep it moving forward. You see Danny looking for these hooks, and for Australia, their best chance here, X, they need to fully back out, disengage, and try and engage where maybe the point A is at 2/3.
Yeah, and Yuki did a good job just staying alive there, and you saw the idea from Chinese Taipei that with running these 3 tanks, they wanted to eliminate Reaper as fast as possible because Reaper would have been able to just come from above, start clearing them out. But Danny goes for a ride high in the sky. He falls down, and he's in a world of trouble, losing health rapidly. He's going to heal himself back up, now trying to get back into things. Kura is going to fall. He's actually going to be able to chase Yuki up the stairs here, and his teammates are going to pick up some other kills on the point. So it's going to be Chinese Taipei able to take point A. They will be able to secure the payload, and you will have Zonda with that Dragon Strike coming into this next fight.
And that is the power of Hanzo in an organized setting where when you do get that early pickoff, the rest of your team can really adapt around it and put yourself in a very good position to actually take the point. However, take a look at Australia, their ult bank very full right now, so they should be able to turn the tides here and get a little bit of stabilization in just a moment.
There'll be Hey Katie set up on top as McCree with the Denai, so we'll see what Australia decides to do. It's going to be Zonda using that Dragon Strike there, going to get nothing for it as he shoots it up. And now you see Australia's going to take advantage here. They're going to go on the offense. They use that Graviton Surge. Hey Katie gets one with the Denai. You see Muselk drop down. He's swinging his hammer as Reinhardt, so a fantastic push there by Australia.
And for Australia, that was a must-win fight in the sense that when you have that level of ult advantage, if you burn those ultimates and then still get wiped, it's a terrible situation. So Australia doing what they need to do there to restabilize and get set up. Things going to be a little bit more even going to the next fight, but I got to say for Danny right now, he is on the Roadhog. Australia's positioned in such a way that they're not giving him a whole lot of great quick targets here just yet. So we'll see how that pans out in just a few moments.
Now Zonda's going to switch things up. He's going to go from Hanzo over to McCree, and you know, maybe not as an Earth Shatter here, and you're going to actually see Muselk drop down. He's going to get nano boosted. The whole hog comes in, but it's going to be Kura with a nice sleep dart there on to Danny, and it is all Australia here. They have set up a great defensive stand here that Chinese Taipei cannot beat.
That might have been Musel K's best play of the entire exhibition. That was great. He jumped in off the top rope, flanked in on Chinese Taipei, landed an Oshara that hit 3 people, and it was done. So really good stuff coming out from Musel K there. And now you take a look at Australia. They're still going to have Sound Barrets in the next fight. They will have a Graviton. Chinese Taipei really having some issues pushing forward here.
Yeah, Muselk played a fantastic Reinhardt, and it's going to be Australia trying to take the fight to Chinese Taipei again. They dropped down there originally with that sound barrier, and you see Hey Katie's able to get one. Seems like Yuki's giving some trouble to Chinese Taipei now as he switches over to Genji. He's going to have the Dragon Blade. We'll see if he brings it out here, and he does, and he's going to just slice through the members of Chinese Taipei. Does not get anything for it, though. Gets whacked up in the air by Baby Nai, and now Chinese Taipei on offense is starting to get some things going. They're going to have the nano boost for this next fight as they get close to the castle.
That was an amazing fight and how that broke down. It was effectively a mirror to start things off. Both teams saying Graviton at the same time. Both teams using Sound Bear at the same time. Chinese Taipei, though, just coming out a little bit more ahead, getting the first pick off and going from there. And now you take a look. They're very close here to the second point. They do have the nano boost to push over the top. And Australia in a bit of a world of hurt here. They're going to need to get an early pick off, or they're almost certainly going to be losing this. But there it is. Hey, Katie taking out Zonda. The flank working out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what Australia was going for there. It seemed like the guys on Chinese Taipei were getting very close to getting the payload towards the door, and Australia went for the high ground on a long flank, and it worked out originally. Hey, Katie was able to get one, but you see just the push from Chinese Taipei has just been too strong. A nano boost comes in from Australia on Reefs on Lucio. Not probably the intended target, and I say probably with 100% certainty that Lucio is not your intended nano boost target. It's going to be Chinese Taipei getting the second point. Now they will open up the castle door, and here's where it's important. They can't get stalled here. They need to push through, get some map control, and then get the payload inside.
Absolutely. This is where teams run into a lot of trouble here in Eichenwald. All 6 members of Chinese Taipei are in, but if they get pushed out, it's very hard to get back in. They're going to open up with the Sound Bearer. They're out for blood, moving in. Graviton is out. They have a 6v5. Deadeye in the back, going to take down Kura. It's 3 kills here for Chinese Taipei, and this is exactly what they need here, X, because they're going to be able to keep this going forward. They have all 6 members still alive. In Australia now, in a bit of a world of hurt.
Yeah, and Turmo pops his Primal Rage on Winston, just trying to stay alive as long as possible, stall things out for Australia. He finally falls. You do see the nano boost ready for Chinese Taipei. Look for them to throw this on Baby Knight, on Reinhardt, and there you see it come in. He has his Earth Shatter to work with too. They're going to actually be able to take out Lucio first. A fantastic Earth Shatter coming in. He's able to knock down 2. He's going to be frozen, but it does not matter. It's going to be Chinese Taipei pushing the payload to the end. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on their time bank. One of the better sides on offense we've seen on Eichenwald.
I'm trying to think, but that very well could have been the best Eichenwald attack we've seen all exhibition long. If not, it's certainly in the top 3, because that was phenomenal coming out there from the side of Chinese Taipei, where, remember, oftentimes teams don't even finish Eichenwald. It's very hard to finish it, let alone finishing it with 2.5 minutes remaining. Australia, they are absolutely against the ropes here in the second map.
Yeah, and I think it was the 3 tanks setup from Chinese Taipei that really ruined Australia. I know the tanks from Chinese Taipei, specifically Baby Nai, Lazy Titan, and Danny, all had phenomenal games stats-wise. I know Danny goes 13-2, Lazy Titan 18-2, Baby Nai 14-2 as well. So fantastic tank play from Chinese Taipei really opened up that map.
Absolutely, and now for Australia, I don't really even know what you can run here with the idea of like trying to speed blitz through. I actually do think that running with, say, Hanzo early on, just to look for an early pickoff and get through this first point as quick as possible, would be a gambit worth trying, because if they go to this first point here, X, and then for whatever reason it takes them a longer period of time to get through, say it takes them 2-3 minutes, just that time deficit alone is going to make matching Chinese Taipei's performance almost impossible. And even then, if they get to the last point and they can't get through with momentum, they might not even finish out the map.
Yeah, I mean, things do not look good for Australia here. Map number 2 of our best of 3 series. On the offensive side of things for Australia, we'll see what they go with, but right now, I mean, you have Yuki going with Mei and Hey Katie on Reaper. You don't really have somebody like I think you were talking about, ZP, like a Hanzo or something like a Roadhog where you can get an early pickoff. It's going to be very tough for Australia to get past the gate.
Absolutely, and this is one of those maps too where not only can you get stalemated at the very end, the very beginning can be very rough for teams as well, as anyone who has played this game in competitive mode very well knows. But Australia will be on the way right now. Hey Katie leading the way. They might just try and blitz through here as everyone's stacked up. And no, they take the Maywall elevator and that gets them right through.
Oh, fantastic play there by Australia. They stack up in the corner. Yuki builds a Maywall and they jump right over the top. It has definitely caught Chinese Taipei off guard. It's going to be Yuki opening up with 1. It's going to be Lilgo, though, answering back. See, Hey Katie pushes through, though, takes out Lazy Titan, and in an orthodox strategy, something catches Chinese Taipei completely off guard. A fantastic game plan there from Australia, and right away, they're going to take this first point.
Well, we talked about what Australia would need to do to beat Chinese Taipei's time, or at least keep it competitive. That is a phenomenal start, exactly what you need to do in that situation, and just a great use of mechanics in general. We haven't seen too much in the use of Mei elevators here in this exhibition, but always fun when not only does Mei use it, but it works out in such a great fashion.
Now we'll see Turmo loaded up on Zarya, 100% charge, and it's going to be able to do a lot of damage if Australia can get Chinese Taipei down from the top of the castle here. We'll see Chinese Taipei on defense. They're set up here. They have Zonda on McCree now. He's able to put down some long-range damage. Now, Avos does have that nano boost, but it looks like we're going to see Chinese Taipei dive straight down on Australia. It's going to be Kuro, though, coming from the side. They're actually going to just swap places here. It's going to be Australia trying to go up top. As you see, the members of Chinese Taipei jump down low. Here comes a Blizzard, though, coming in from Danny. It's going to be Yuki on the payload. Fuses Turmo up top. It's going to be a hold on the defensive end here for Chinese Taipei.
That was one of the odder team fights I think we witnessed here in this exhibition, but it does work out for Chinese Taipei. There was a lot of swapping back and forth, but it's Danny offering the critical control for the Chinese Taipei team to be able to hold there on the payload. So this will let them stabilize a bit, but take a look at Australia. They do have a lot of ultimates coming up here. They should be able to use it to their advantage, but everyone might be breaking it down here, X, because both Lucio's about to drop the beat.
Yeah, you will have Lil go on the side of Chinese Taipei with the sound barrier. Maybe they use that and try and engage offensively, but hey, Katie coming around the outside with his Death Blossom. He's able to get Zonda, but quickly falls. You see Baby Knight, he's going to be frozen by the payload as Australia picks up some kills. He has an Earthshatter, not the time to use it though. He is frozen, trapped in a corner there by Yuki. He finally falls, so Australia doing a fantastic job here on the offensive end, and you see the payload getting pushed closer and closer towards the castle door.
Now here's where things get a little bit tricky. They should be able to get to the second point based on where Chinese Taipei is, but they cannot lose anyone after they go through here. They need to do exactly what Chinese Taipei did to them, where they go in, keep their ultimates, and just keep steamrolling with momentum. And X, they're doing just that as they pick up another 4 kills. This is Australia's best opportunity to finish out this map. They have over 5 minutes remaining.
Oh, I tell you what, Chinese Taipei actually helped them out a lot there by going to contest that there. They only sent like 4 players as well. Probably not the best decision there from Chinese Taipei. Probably should have fell back. It's going to be Musop trying to stay alive with his primal rage here. It's going to just knock players back from Chinese Taipei. It's going to open up a little bit more space on the map for Australia to get around this corner here and really try and take the fight. They do have a Blizzard. I would like to see Yuki actually use this sooner rather than later before you see the push come in from Chinese Taipei. It's going to be Danny dropping a Blizzard of his own. He gets frozen. It's going to be everything going right here for Australia as Hey Katie pushes straight through.
Welcome to Yuki's Winter Wonderland, straight from Australia. They get all the kills they need, and Australia now moving forward. If they can just stop Chinese Taipei from getting in and trying this out with the Graviton, they could end this right now.
Yeah, but Chinese Taipei going to have Zonda get on the point here for a split second. Not going to be able to stay alive for long. It's going to be Danny just using that Mei wall to elevate himself up, trying to stay alive. It is not going to work. We thought the time from Chinese Taipei, but Australia was just that much better there on offense. Australia showing a lot of fight in this matchup.
I actually can't believe what we just witnessed. Teams have been struggling on Eichenwald offense all exhibition long, and both Australia and Chinese Taipei put on a show for us, and yet, in the end, it's Australia with an even faster time.
That was sick. I mean, Chinese Taipei on defense really just did not put up a fight, which is kind of surprising to see. You know, we thought Chinese Taipei, their offensive attack was very strong. You know, we've seen them have good games against Finland and whatnot. Australia is just like coming out of nowhere here and putting on a fantastic show. Muse up all business there.
It's got to be the jacket and the shades. There's no other explanation for this incredible turnabout by Australia. There's something magic about it.
Maybe, but we will see. Chinese Taipei, they will start off on offense here. Now, you will have Zonda going to be running the Hanzo again, and I actually think Australia would have put up a better defensive effort if the Zonda pick didn't come in right away on Akira. If they had that Ana alive, I feel like Australia would have put a better defensive stand here. So we'll see if they can just stay out of Zonda's line of sight here and not let Hanzo get a pick.
Exactly, where that's the thing about Hanzo. Sometimes you go in, you get the early pickup. Sometimes you go in and you get nothing. So if you feel that these things even out in the end, maybe Zonda's going to have a little bit of a tougher time here. Australia will play it a little bit tighter. And who knows, if they can hold right here, they would be in a phenomenal position to win Eichenwald and take the series.
We'll see Australia on defense. It'll be Yuki up top, just trying to put down some fire here. Now look for him to try really separate this offensive side of Chinese Taipei. It's going to be a scatter arrow coming in from Zonda. They've given him this top bridge area to work with, just trying to break that Reinhardt shield. And this is where it can get dangerous and he can get a pick.
And he's looking for the pick off by Australia. They're respecting it. They're backing off. However, because they've backed off, look at all the space that Chinese Taipei has. They are through the archway. They are directly in, and Zonda still gets that first pick up on the Kura. But Australia fighting it back a little bit more evenly here. 4v4, and they might end up holding.
Yeah, Kira dies there, but it was a fantastic Ana grenade that came in, and it hit like 4 or 5 people there from Chinese Taipei. And then once that happened, you see beautiful speed boost and healing combination coming in from Reeves on Lucio, and they're able to just push straight towards Chinese Taipei and take them out. And it's going to be actually an Eddie boost, nano boost here on Lazy Titan as he gets in on the point, and he has his Graviton Surge. Chinese Taipei, though, able to withstand Australia's little push there on defense, and now they should be able to take this point. It's going to be Lucio dance around the payload, not going to last long. And Chinese Taipei will unlock the payload.
So I think where Australia made a mistake there is that they went in even deeper when they did fight it back a little bit. They did have a numbers advantage. The problem is that when you're down to, say, a 4v2 or something like that, you're still likely to give up more kills, which they did. And when that happens, the reinforcements will overwhelm you. So I think if Australia had just taken the kills they had, backed out, and waited to be full strength, they would have had a better opportunity there. But going forward, at least they will have a Blizzard here as the payload moves forward.
Well, look to see Lazy Titan with this Graviton Surge. They're going to gain some vision with Zonda's arrow, and potentially they could throw this Graviton Surge up top and see the Dragon Strike come straight from down low. But here comes the Graviton Surge. Here, oh, he gets frozen before he can use the Dragon Strike. What a disaster there. Chinese Taipei had a play set up, and it gets frozen there right in its tracks by Yuki. Fantastic play. It's going to force Zonda not even to use the Dragon Strike and switch off of Hanzo now to McCree.
If I had an MVP right now for Australia, it would absolutely be Yuki. Just phenomenal May play coming out. And now there's only 18 seconds left. Australia, their ultimate bank, ready, loaded, and it should be raining down on Chinese Taipei here in just a moment. Everything in their favor, and X, they're good to go. Here comes Hey Katie.
Yeah, it's going to be a sound barrier opening things up with Hey Katie also getting a nano boost with his Death Blossom. Danny's inside using a Death Blossom for Chinese Taipei. It is not enough, though. A good defensive hold after Chinese Taipei gets the payload for Australia. Australia has a lot of time here to make something happen, ZP. Things are looking good for Australia.
If you had told me about 15 minutes ago, or however long it was when Chinese Taipei got forward and had 2.5 minutes remaining, that we'd be looking at this to end Eichenwald, I would have said you are crazy. And yet, here we are, Australia with an excellent opportunity now to win the series. I'm just amazed.
Yeah, I mean, Yuki has played great, 31-8 on May. Termo on Zarya, 30-6. Hey Katie flying through here with the nano boost, the sound barrier, the Death Blossom. A lot there for Hey Katie to work with. 34-8 for him. See a very nice plays coming out from Australia, and oh no. I do not think Australia is going to be expecting this. It looks like we're going to see a Bastion coming out from Chinese Taipei.
It is a little bit inspired here from what we saw earlier today from South Korea, perhaps. But Danny will be running that Bastion. And, you know, there might be another factor in Australia's success. I can't confirm that this is true, but rumor has it that Uber is back there, lending the Australian team all of his energy.
That might be possible. That might be. I cannot see or confirm that. I do not see Mitch on the stage. I assume he's on the analysis desk because that's where we're going right after this. But if he's not, I mean, he has a decent amount of time to get over there. Australia has about 4 minutes and 3 seconds, actually, to be exact, to attack. Be Australia, they'll actually have a Pharah Mercy combination, so it'll be interesting if they go around the outside here. They may actually catch Chinese Taipei off guard, but it looks like they're going to attack strictly over by the bridge here, and you can actually see, yeah, that little X-ray there, the outline of the Pharah. So force the side of Chinese Taipei to adjust a little bit as they see Pharah in the sky, and you're going to have Yuki locate Bastion in the back, and it's going to be an Ana grenade keeping Danny alive but taking a lot of damage.
And this is a little bit tricky for Pharah, as Bastion can really take her out of the sky very quickly. And yet, Pharah can still surprise Bastion depending on it. It really depends who sees who first. But Australia starting the pincer on the Chinese Taipei, coming in from both directions. They don't need much, they just need a few pickoffs here. They get Lazy Titan, but that's probably not going to be enough, as the rest of this fight very much going favor Chinese Taipei, as Danny's Bastion going to work.
Yeah, they get one, but it's going to be Danny cleaning up for his Bastion. So now it's going to be like a wild hunt for Australia, trying to locate where Danny is hiding as Bastion. Maywall sneaks him up top. So you'll see him go turret mode here It seems like Chinese Taipei will try and bait Australia onto the point. Yuki does have that rocket barrage, so we'll see if he can actually locate Danny up top and come over the top. Nice rocket there, able to take out Eddie Voss, so they're not going to have Ana. And now it's going to be Danny falling as well. Things are going well for Australia. They get Lazy Titan low. A teammate will be able to clean him up. Zonda comes in with a blizzard though, and now it's going to be Chinese Taipei trying to take this back. Cure, though, getting close to that res. He's finally going to get it, bring everybody back alive on the point, and here's Australia's chance.
Australia coming back in, that resurrection going to bring up so many fallen heroes, and they should be able to push Chinese Taipei back, but Zonda still fighting it out. Chinese Taipei almost has no right to be in this fight, and yet they are. Nano boosted Reinhardt coming in. It's going to be Baby Knee clearing the area, and Australia, for what was once looking like a sure thing, now might not even be able to take this point.
Oh, it was really Zonda who just stayed alive for so long there in the bottom of the building. He was able to get inside an ice goal, get some heals from his teammates, and now you see Australia. They only have 1 minute and 55 seconds left. You have Danny with tank mode fashion ready to go. You'll have a Graviton Surge as well. Look to see those two comboed into something. And right there, Australia, they use that res. Kerr is going to be able to build it up pretty quick. But they do have a sound barrier to work with, so let's see what Australia does. Musel just taking a lot of shots trying to get around the corner as Winston. I don't know if they're going to be able to get him up right on top of that Bastion.
And we'll have to see. They do have the sound barrier. They're going to blow that right now with the Graviton. 3 people in. Here comes the tank boat. Yuki, though, taking out Lazy Titan early on, but the tank still a threat. Gets 1 kill, softens up the rest, and it's Danny on the rampage, but Kura brings his team back up. Australia back in it. The resurrection giving new life to this Australian team, and they are just smothering Chinese Taipei over the top. Will it be enough?
Well, let's see if they can get anything out of this res. That was a 4-man res there. You see a sound barrier coming in for Chinese Taipei, and Yuki's getting up in the sky, doing a lot of damage here. Zonda trying to land some shots. He gets a Maywall to boost him up, get right in Yuki's face. But it's going to be Australia just trying to push Chinese Taipei back. It's a big res there from Kura that lets them get the payload.
And now Australia, they don't have to push this payload very far. 40 seconds remaining. One way or another, we will have a winner here on Eichenwald. Will it be Chinese Taipei with a great hold? Will it be Australia coming through in the end? Hey, Katie has Death Blossom here at the ready. Eddie Boss with the nano boost. We'll see which one comes out on top.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with the nano boost Chinese Taipei. It's going to be Yuki getting up top as far. It's done a lot of work here. Really thrown Chinese Taipei for a loop, and he's actually going to get a rocket barrage. You see a nano boost coming in there on a Baby 9. He's actually got an Earth Shatter for Chinese Taipei. He's able to get one, going to push past the payload. You see the rocket barrage come in. It's going to be Yuki only able to get one. The payload stopped right in its tracks. It's going to be Turbo for Australia trying to stay alive. I believe he has Muse up there with him. A Graviton Surge going to come down from Australia. It's going to be Turbo trying to stay alive. Danny lands a big pulse bomb onto him, but here comes reinforcements for Australia. It's going to be Muso and Hey Katie getting right into the faces of Chinese Taipei, and they're moving the payload, ZP. But here comes Chinese Taipei over the top. It's going to be Lazy Titan on Winston, just trying to stay alive. He's forced to disengage, though. It's going to be a sound barrier coming in for Australia as well. Though here comes a blizzard from Chinese Taipei. Zonda over the top.